What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I don't want to play with you anymore.
And we're back. One Piece 1125 is out. And whoo-hoo-wee. Spicy Oda's back. What a chapter. It's about to get spicy. These are the ones we wait for. Those glorious end of an arc wrap-ups where he really lets loose and allows groundbreaking, fundamental change to occur. Including major red alert deaths. Whew. Spoilers ahead. Obviously, for anime onlys. This video will likely be on the lighter side as I am working on a more comprehensive Elbaf predictions video. Goes into Norse mythology. Probably be fairly sizable. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. J. Garcia Saturn is dead. Not One Piece dead, real dead. We're talking, he's not going to be in Rush Hour 3 dead. Yeah. You don't get to be there anymore. Things really solidified and changed for me in terms of J. Garcia Saturn's character sometime around the Kuma flashback, when we saw that Saturn was at God Valley. It was about then that I said to you guys that if Saturn made it out of Egghead alive, it would be a disservice to all of the effort and focus that Oda was putting into the character. Media literacy can make one very weary of the future of characters that are singled out from a group and given an unequal weight in terms of their development. Usually, this is an author's way of compensating for the lack of development said character would receive later on after they meet their demise. Basically, you front load a ton of development and then you milk it for the kill. Anyway, I'm glad that Oda took the time to flesh Saturn out before ripping the flesh off of him. I was just starting to get worried that he was actually going to make it out. But instead, what we have here is a well-crafted long game plot device in the same way that Eustace Kid was a long game plot device. Saturn, just like Kid, was used to amp up the danger and threat level of another character. We spent the final chapters of Egghead showing that Saturn was an unstoppable and impossible to hurt creature, and now Emu has one-hit KO'd Saturn in the most gruesome way possible, probably the most gruesome thing we've ever seen in the series. And Oda's goal, of course, is to make the reader and viewer question, how the hell is Luffy going to beat this guy? And that's going to have to be a large part of whatever we discover in Elbaf. We need some way to cut through the Gorosei's demonic defenses. The secret, the weakness, what will be our Toto's water against Emu? The secret could lie in learning more about the Nika form? Or it's possible that there's another level and layer to Haki that we haven't quite explored. As I've said in the past, Saturn, by being the furthest away from the sun, was likely the weakest member of the Gorosei. Taking him out doesn't create a vacuum in the middle of the hypothetical solar system that is the 5 elder planets. It's just knocking one off the edge. And the best part of all of this is that Saturn has immediately been replaced by the Moon Man himself, Figurlind Garling. This young man strolled in with the audacity to plop on that flower-patterned green couch and dish orders to these multi-century-old demons. This man is built different. His aura is unmatched. It's off the charts. It would break this. And now I am wondering, who's going to fight him? I'd love to see Zoro fight him. But the Ethan and Zoro fight has been hyped for 22 years, so, really can't get in the way of that. Dragon, Shanks, or even Fujitora could be interesting options, but we'll have to wait and see. But now that I'm thinking about things, if Garling is a representation of the moon, then actually having Luffy or Blackbeard take him out would actually be the most fitting for the story. can the moon eclipse the sun god? Figureland could be getting all of this hype just to elevate Luffy later. Imagine we see everything that he did at God Valley only to expect a high diff fight against Figureland, and then Luffy essentially turns him into the final saga equivalent of Bluno. Eustace Captain Kids him. J. Garcia Saturns him. Figureland becomes a plot device to show the audience what new techniques Luffy's learned that will help him fight Emu. I kind of like that. And Blackbeard would be interesting as well. Dark Side of the Moon, history with Shanks, etc. Another hype tool for Big Marshall. Oda could potentially force our allies to temporarily align with Blackbeard, as the crew did with Lucci and Kaku at Egghead. I don't entirely love that. I didn't really love it in Egghead. But there are ways to manipulate the story to get that result. But speaking of Blackbeard, the main thing to discuss now is what is going to happen to Devon when she transforms into Saturn now. Blackbeard wants something in the Holy Land, we know this. That's why he wants to make Hachinosu a recognized state, and having Devon use her ability to become Saturn would give her the freedom to walk around every part of the Holy Land to get whatever Blackbeard wants. But not if the world knows what happened here today. Will the newspapers report the death of an elder? Would they? Could they? How hush-hush will this be kept? 9 or so vice admirals all saw what happened. They'll probably never forget. Do they call it in? Do they talk about it? Or will it be a situation where even the Blackbeard pirates don't know what happened? We could see scenes with Devon utilizing Saturn to great effectiveness, fooling guards who do not know that Saturn is dead until she runs into Figureland. Someone else who actually does know the truth, fumbling the plan. Now, if Shiryu is with her, the plan could still work, with Devon serving as like a decoy. Either way, the idea that some would know and some wouldn't could add some fun tension to an infiltration plot line. Either way, this will all mirror Blackbeard breaking into Impel Down. We're just going to get the final saga version of that. Let's talk about Doberman. Only in One Piece could we say a sentence as silly as that. Yeah. Doberman was introduced to us in chapter 420 when he was revealed as one of the 5 vice admirals sent to Eni's lobby for the Buster Call, alongside Strawberry, Onigumo, Yamakaji, and Momonga, which makes him a legacy character in a way, one that most wouldn't remember his name or even that he was there. Sad, but true. He's never had any major moment of note up until this point. Even at Marineford, he just kind of stood around while the other vice admirals ran laps around him. I had moderate hopes when he was part of the troops coming to Egghead that he was going to get some character development, maybe a decent fight. But none of that happened until now, when Oda used him as the mouthpiece for change at the very last moment of the arc. Doberman has become the vehicle for showcasing the effectiveness of Vegapunk's message among the Marines. We got a taste of this with the Kobe and sword scene, but this is different, right? This is actually the best case scenario for the message. We can expect, and have been expecting since Alabasta, for a division or civil war within the Marines, once the horrors of the government are exposed. And much like Nefertari Cobra, Doberman decided to ask the right questions to the wrong person. This scene would have been so much more effective if Oda didn't have someone yelling to get a medic immediately after. It's basically Oda saving Doberman for a raining day, or, a deep background shot later in the series. See, he's okay. He's a good guy now, kinda. And then that one Doberman fan in the world is gonna be like, yes, my guy is alive. Just kill him, Oda. Let Doberman's death be a catalyst for someone like Dahl to take up his will and level of questioning. Regardless, this chapter is a trampoline, a springboard, a jumping point for new and interesting ideas. We got the confirmation that the Gorosei are in some way immortal, undying, and unaging. Emu potentially has the ability to grant that to others and certainly has the ability to take it away. Saturn's death is the catalyst for a lot of great turns later using Figureland, and with whatever Blackbeard's plan will be now that Devon's ability to shift into Saturn has effectively been neutered. And Doberman's defiance is another step towards the civil war between upstanding Marines and those that are hopelessly loyal to the government. And Punk Records is in the sky, floating around on its way to meet Odas to get a special upgrade which will allow the Cloud to serve as a Deus Ex Machina later in the story. But for the time being, the entirety of Vegapunk's mind and memories are now literally stored in the Cloud. And Dragon has said something other than ... leading to the idea that there will be a fight for higher ground soon. And fun fact about Odas, we have both seen him with a mother flame like fire inside of a balloon, and we've also seen him teach Nami that knots can be used for more than just tying things together. So this is all kind of coming full circle. What a chapter. That's going to wrap things up, guys. Give me at least 3 more chapters of this before we get to Elbaf, and I'll be happy. Thanks for your support, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. Talk to you soon.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.
Damn! He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.